everybody, how we doing? It's Tony here, bringing you a video on Elite Dangerous. Yeah. So Elite Dangerous is a space sim game. Well, space, I say space. It is a space simulation game. Not quite as a sandbox as EVE Online, for example. But this game does have its merits. I've been playing this non-stop for the past, well, not non-stop, but quite a while. For the past few days, and mainly I just wanted to bring you guys, I don't know, maybe a video, considering I haven't posted in about 2 months. That couldn't be the reason why but yeah, I thought I'd bring you a video on this, considering this is what I'm currently playing on. This is all my time. I do apologize for the HUD color if it irritates your head or your eyes or you. Please do mention so that I may change it next time. I want everyone to be able to view this video, not just people that don't mind the color blue. Some people find it very irritating to the eyes and very distressing. So please do tell me in the comment section below and I'll fix that. But right now, I was planning on simply just showing you all the types of roles that you can pretty much be. That's the 3 main ones though. Is there 3 main ones? I'm going to show you the 2 main ones that people are doing at the moment. So far, people are trading and bounty hunting. There are others such as pirating and mining and smuggling. Smuggling brings you in a little bit more money than trade, but it's a lot more dangerous considering your whole ship could be blown up if you get caught. And that's about it really. Because most of the time you have to go in silent running, which takes down your shields, which then fucks up your ship if you crash into it. If you crash it into something, sorry. And then there's trading, the safe way. Not entirely safe because there are players out there that want to ruin your day and wish to take all your goods. So you got to be careful of those whenever you're picking a trade route to just trade along for a while. And then bounty hunting, which of course a lot of people like to do because it involves a lot of combat, and I will show that right after I show you some trading. So currently, I mean, you can see everything here. You know, I mean, my name is CMDR TonyIsTheGuy, so feel free to add me in game if you want any advice on how to start and what's the best way to start. I'm currently at the Federation System Hujona, which is part of the natural systems. I'm at the Hayiko terminal. Now, I like this trade route because specifically, I won't go over any of this. I won't go any of the bulletin boards or contacts or outfitting or shipyards or anything like that yet. I'll go over maybe outfitting when I get to the bounty hunting to show you the ship and the outfit I use for it. But right now I'm just going to show you the commodities market. So basically, there is the main way of trading. And this is the trading market. You buy, normally with the trade, you would buy high and sell to someone whose demand's high. For now, we are going to be the ones that I normally buy here. If I can actually, if I can find them out, here we go. So we're going to be buying performance enhancers. Yeah. So, wait, what? Why can I not buy performance enhancers? This is very strange. So about that, guys, I just had to go away and check a few notes of mine. Apparently, I do not know my own trade route. I am supposed to be buying beryllium here. As you can see, they don't even supply performance enhancers here. But that is where we are going to go. We are going to go to a system that produces performance enhancers at a high supply rate. So we will be buying beryllium here. There's about 990,000 in stock, so it's in very high supply. So we're going to buy all this. Well, not buy all of it, of course. I am in, of course, a Type 6 concurrently. And I have the cargo not entirely maxed out, because, of course, I can only buy 100 tons. I think the max is about 118 tons. I'm not quite sure. But we're going to buy this for 762,100. Now, this isn't going to be one of those guys, maybe not for the newer players, but for the ones that are stuck currently at the ships below 10 mil. So this trade route here will probably bring you about a mil an hour. About, well, I'd say a million, probably in that 900,000 to a million, I'd say, an hour. But you gotta understand that when you trade these, the prices and the profits will drop and drop and drop and drop, and if you keep on selling it, you won't be making much of a profit at all. So we will be buying 100 of beryllium, which is a metal. You can find it in the metals, and we're buying it for 762,100. Now each, I believe, is 7,621 credits, and the place we're going buys them for about 9,000, roughly, give or take a few hundred. So we'll submit there, and it's the transaction complete. Now, most of you might want to check your cargo just to check if if you've actually brought it and it's in your cargo, because I can't tell you how many times I've left the station without realizing the fact that I haven't actually bought the product. And well, actually, maybe okay. I'll spend a few minutes just showing you what is in my Type 6. This is probably one of the cheaper, better freight vessels. So this will set you back about $1 million, and then everything that I've already put on it will probably set you back another 4, maybe. So I have pretty much low grade everything apart from I've upgraded the power plant because I needed some more power for my frameshift drive and better shields. Now the one thing you want when you're doing freight is you don't need weapons. You don't need any of this. I put on 2 chaff launchers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Chaff launchers basically destroy incoming missiles, and also limpet missiles, and those basically aim for your cargo hatch to blow it open so all your goods will sprawl out. Then the hint sink launcher is, you know, if I'm collecting fuel and I'm on a long run, because sometimes I do like 100 light year runs and that's multiple jumps. I like to have a heat sink just in case I want to gather fuel really quickly but get really close to the sun. And then I've got the maxed out cargo racks. I got the 32 on the 5. How large it is 5, 5, 4, 4, and 2. I would swap these around, but I do like having good shoes just in case I get interdicted. But that is where the FSD drive comes in. I have the best FSD drive available. This baby cost me about 1.6 million just to get on this ship. But it is one of the best. It jumps you out really quickly, so if you submit to an interdiction by a player that's better than you at the mini game or following the thing, then you can just jump out straight away right after being interdicted, and it will save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and of course a lot of hull damage. I also put some power distributors here because it increased my laden jump range. And basically the difference between unladen, current, and laden was unladen is when you have nothing in the cargo at all, when you're just jumping just by your wits. You know, that's 28 light years. But when you do have full cargo, like 100 tons like I got now, it goes down to 18.96. But if you have less cargo than 100, it actually goes up on the current. So yeah. And everything else is just pretty optimal. I don't really have an amazing fuel scoop because it's only a 2 large slots. And fuel tank is 16. Sensors aren't, you know, the best. I mean, I don't really see much point on buying better sensors. I won't be using them. But that's about it for the setting up that you might want to take. So we'll exit now, and I'll show you the place where we're going to. So you want to go press 1, you want to press the galaxy map. I am currently using a joystick, so I won't be able to tell you all the controls, but I'll be able to tell you most of them. Now what's going to happen here is you're going to go into this and you're going to type LFT 7040. Now if you're around this system, it's a very good trade place to go. Now we're going all the way over to LFT 1748. If I can click on it, there we go. I normally choose the fastest routes just because I want to be there quickly, and I mean I don't mind paying for fuel. It's not really that much of a bother. It doesn't cost that much. It might set you back 200 credits, but it doesn't really matter. It saves time fuel scooping. So we'll be going there to sell the beryllium. So we are going to be heading off right now. I'll be launching. Just check if I've got everything up and ready. Got the cargo there all sorted out. Beryllium, 100 tons of it. And then of course I have my destination locked in for LFT 1748. Now if you guys want me to tell you how you can find these nice trade routes, I sometimes use it just by what I see from the system map when you're in a galaxy map and you can look at what each one makes. Then I normally do it by that. But recently I've been using a tool called Elite Dangerous Tool Trading Tool.co.uk. I'll put the link in the description anyway. And basically that does give you very, very good trade routes. They will tell you how much profit you're going to make for each one and what you need to trade, etc., etc. And it's a really good tool. And you just run it through your browser, so you can be playing this on Steam. Open up your Steam overlay, put it in, just go back to look at it, just to remember a few things, and you've already got $1 million route. The $1 million routes, I will say, are not the hard, well, a little bit hard to find at times. If you can make $1 million in an hour, then that's pretty good. Right now I'm only in the type 6, so I will be doing this route for quite a few hours. Even after this video, I'll probably be doing it. And basically what's going to happen there is you're going to need to keep on doing these routes to get anywhere at all. I find that... Thank you.
Engines engaged.
Thank you again.
Landing gear retracted.
Lovely, thank you, woman. Now, the one thing... Okay, I really do need to change this HUD. I've had it for a while now, but I don't like the outlining that leaves on the actual players themselves. Oh. Great way to start the video. Tony, just crash into the fucking dock. I didn't realise that my vertical flight stick was actually pointed upwards, so it just fucked my day up. Anyway, now that that's embarrassing one is out the way, yeah, I really do need to get rid of this bloody overlay, man. You can also change this on a website that I went to as well. I changed it about a day or two ago, but I haven't really been liking it just because it makes everyone seem like a bloody wingman. I might change it when I go on to the bounty hunting, just to make it simpler for you guys, because combat is you need to know what color is everything, so you need to know the difference between the color red and the color green and the color yellow. So I'll most likely revert this back to that as soon as I finish going to this trade route and back again, and then I'll cut the video off and go to my home system where I will pick up my combat ship, my bounty hunting ship. But as for trading, you could do this easily in either open play or single player. Open play, you got the risk of course, players coming and taking all your cargo if they interdict you and just take all your cargo. In solo play, you don't have that risk. I'm not in solo play at the moment. I'm currently in open play. And I don't know. I've never actually really played in a solo play just because of the fact that I kind of find it invigorating that I could go to a system and there could be a group of pirates there ready to take all of my cargo and like shit, and I wouldn't combat log from a situation like that. A lot of people at the moment are actually combat logging, and it's just not the way the game is supposed to be played. So yeah, I don't know. But the main thing about trading is it's a bit difficult to explain in a short amount of time. I'm just trying to give you guys a quick tutorial on what you should be buying from one station if you notice it's in high demand, and when you go to another station if it's being sold there a lot in a high supply rate. And then you could just go backwards and forwards and make a tiny profit. But mainly right now it's relatively good. I think it was better. I think trading got a bit of a nerf, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so now we're in LFT. We're going to go to the Ottoman dock. So when I'm at the Ottoman dock, I'm going to go buy the performance enhancers, and then go back to Hujona. I might actually just, when I get here, I'm just gonna actually see which one's the closest to where my actual bounty vessel is. Located at is where I do most of my bounty hunting as it is. I do move on from the bounty locations every week or so, so I don't normally stay there. But after I show you guys just this simple trade route that you can do, then I'll probably go into the bounty hunting because that's what I think most people want to see from a video like this. Now, I would do this without a voiceover, but I don't know. I mean, I can do videos for you guys in the future without doing voiceovers. You know, do like a 30-minute bounty hunting spree, cut out all the unnecessary jargon, and then just put the action in there. If you guys would like that, or I can, you know, maybe. I mean, there's no really fun way of doing a trade route to make it really, really interesting. So, I know, you guys tell me what you might want if I make this into a series, because I could literally just bring you 30 minutes of bounty hunting and that's it. Like, I don't have to speak if you guys don't want me to, because I know that some people on other videos say it ruins the immersion of the game, and you know, it's kind of true. I mean, you know, I do like to play this game, obviously, well, in the dark, as it were. I do like to play this game in the dark whenever I can, just because it enhances the lights and just everything else. And it just makes the game incredibly more, I don't know, immersive, I would say. I might, hold on 1 second. I might just, if I just escape from this and change the graphics for a second. This game is really well optimized. It's just the fact that I have a very slow HDD that I record with fraps on. So, yeah, okay, hopefully that's better now. It stopped most of the lag. I'm now running at 50 frames, so hopefully that's a lot better for you guys. I don't want it to be really laggy during the bounty hunting missions, but I have turned down the settings a bit. And this game still looks beautiful on low settings. I've played it on low settings just to see what it was like, and it's not all that bad. It's a really nice optimized type of game that even somebody with a laptop could play, for example. Like, there's a couple of friends that I play with. One of them has a laptop, and it's not the best laptop, but he can run it. And I mean, it's not the most requirement of games. I mean, it doesn't require a lot from your PC to run this game. It really doesn't, surprisingly. So this has been the trade route so far. And then, of course, there's no point in me go. Actually, now that I think about it, there is really no point in me going back and showing you going back to the original route, because where would be the point in that? You've already seen the trade route as simple as I can show you it. Right, now I just need to land this. This isn't one of my best landings ever. I have landed this like relatively perfect before. Oh Christ, I missed it there. There we go.
Docking successful.
So now that we're here, we just go to Starport Services. Welcome to Ottoman Dock, etc., etc. We'll refuel everything, you know, do any repairs that may to be done. Just do that. Then we go to the committees market, and then we find our cargo or beryllium. We go here, we simply sell it all. This is one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to sell until it says no more items to sell. Okay, it does actually do it now. That's interesting. There must have been an update. The previous update to this one that we're on now, which I don't actually know which version this actually is, but when you used to set it all, it used to stay on no more items to sell. But now it actually just puts you back to this one. So we have made 142,500 credits. And then the other one would have made us 130,000 if I'm correct, 120,000. So that's 250,000 in what, 10 minutes? So, you know, do that 6 times, that's in an hour, and you're going to get well over 1 million. And that's basically the trading. That's all you really got to do. It's not the funnest thing, but it's the thing that's going to make you quick money without having to get bounty hunting. So we're gonna submit that and sell all of it. Now I am going to look at the galaxy map, and I'm going to see where my vessel is. There's some friends over there. Okay, there's my vessel over here. It's only 54 light years away, which is quite nice. So we're going to go fly over there. I'm going to chat for a bit more, and then once I get there, I'm going to close down the game, and then I'm going to get into my vulture, which is what I fly. and I'm going to show you a bit of bounty hunting. I will get rid of the blue screen, just because you guys should really know like what the different colours are for each of the different enemies, or friendlies, or neutrals, for example. So I'm going to launch this. The good thing about not actually going back here and trading is the fact that I have 28.19 light years jump range. So it's only going to take 2 jumps, and the last jump isn't even going to be that large. So we're just going to fly out of here quite gracefully. I can't remember to keep my landing gear retracted. There we go, that's the one. Right, come on. It does take a while for some reason in Type 6 to bloody launch. I don't know why. But it takes a good, like, minute. No, well, probably not even a minute, actually. But it does take a while to actually launch, which is quite confuzzling. I don't really know the ship well, so I can't really fly it out perfectly yet. That was my fault right there. I can't really blame it on anything. But that part was my fault. I'm much better in the Vulture, don't worry. I don't really trade that much, and this is a very heavy vessel. So we're gonna, and of course you got mass locked as well. That's another basic thing. Like if you're too close to something too large, your mass will be locked down in one place. So you can't just like zoom out inside the station to a different solar system while you're inside, which would be very convenient, but it wouldn't be very well, realistic.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
But if you have any questions about trading, like if you want me to do a video specifically on trading, I can. If you guys got any questions about the game, like, you know, why you should buy it, I mean, I could probably tell you right now, in fact. I mean, there's games like this that are already out and already being upgraded and updated and just made better each time it gets upgraded. Then you got games like Star Citizen. Now, I don't get me wrong, I'm planning on getting Star Citizen, trust me. But this game right now is filling that hole that Star Citizen is promising. So this game is very, very good. It's, you know, it's got a very nice community behind it, and it's still got currently quite a bit of hype behind it, and there's still loads and loads of players playing it. Now, I gotta admit, when you get to the end where you've already gotten, like, I don't know, say you've already got on the Anaconda, which is the biggest vessel in the game, and you've already accumulated enough money to satisfy your needs, and you've already, of course, filled in the ranks. What are you supposed to do after that? You know, you may be asking, Tony, there's something to do after that. In Star Citizen, you'll be able to go around building your own structures, landing on planets, going into first-person boarding parties, and shooting the fuck out of people. Well, the two differences is that that game has a shit ton of money behind it. It has a shit ton of money behind it, trust me. This game doesn't have that large amount of money to work with. This game is still going to have station-type bases where you can build them inside of asteroids. You can build them inside asteroids, or you can have something like a shipyard or a mining yard where you can just go to and you know, mine to your heart's content. But then again, of course, back to Star Citizen, you know, you could do so much more. That's the Star Citizen is just going to be one of those games where you and your friends will be on a ship. You'll be able to pilot it with each other. You're one on senses, I mean communication, science, etc., etc., and it'll give you the Star Trek feel. This game, I don't know, it's a nice little game to tide you over until next year when Star Citizen may be. I say maybe. I'm not entirely sure when Star Citizen's release is. I can't tell you that it's going to be this year, because I don't think it will be. I think the majority of the basic things will be done this year, and it will be released next year with all basic functions and all basic functionalities, and then they'll improve on it from there. But with this game right now, it just feels in that hole that Star Citizen is promising. And this game isn't even nearly, well, just not done yet. It's only at 1.2 of an update, and there's more coming out there adding in new ships nearly every single update. The Vulture, the one that I have, is the newest ship, the newest rendition, which was added in the 1.2 patch along with the Third Lance, which cost about 51 million right now, which we won't get to just yet. And yeah, it's just, this game still is offering and still promising quite a few things. Like, I know there has been rumoured that you'll be able to fly the massive capital ships that you see on the trailer and on some videos you may have seen in the conflict zones. There's going to be more ships coming in. They've already got about 7 other vessels lined up for the next updates. They're bringing in not just fighter craft either. These are like freighters, cruise liners, passenger transports. They are overhauling the mission system in this game. They're just, you know, they're planning on doing a lot of stuff with this, and I think that if you got this game, it's something like $39.99 at the moment, which is like £40 for me, €60 for some people, and $60 of course for the Americans, which are mostly my demographic. But literally, this will fill a hole until that game has arrived. And this game is doing a pretty good job for me. I mean, oh, I've been interdicted. It's only a bot. I'm just gonna just not bother with this and just submit, and then I can just jump back out. What is it anyway? Bloody eagle. That's fucking embarrassing.
Under attack.
Yeah, you can attack me all you want, mate. Don't worry.
Frameshift drive charging.
Do you want to attack me anymore?
4, 3, 2,
See that?
1.
I'm already out.
Engage.
He touched my shields twice and I was out. That's how good this FSD drive is. But that was an interdiction. I didn't really want to go through that minigame because the NPCs aren't really good at it. So it's not really much of a challenge. So I normally just surrender to those and then just FSD back out. But the other thing about them is that if you try and get out of the interdiction, then you can end up further away from your last position. And if you fail it, if you lose against the opponent, which might be a player pirate, you actually have a longer FSD cooldown, which isn't good because that gives him more time to destroy you, or well, at least destroy your cargo hatch so you can get your goods, you know. I can't even remember what I was saying now. The last thing I was saying, oh yeah, just filling the hole for Star Citizen. But yeah, I'm not calling Star Citizen, I'm not saying this is better than Star Citizen, but I'm saying it can really compete with Star Citizen on a level of which this is a very good substitute for it while you wait. I'm not saying it's going to replace, I'm not saying that you should buy it just because of that reason. What I'm trying to say is just the simple fact that if you want something to play on until Star Citizen is out,
Docking request
this is probably your best bet, in all honesty. Now I've got to do is find the entrance. I would actually bloody select on it, but there's a hauler in the way, and it's rather annoying. So I do believe the entrance is up and around here, where all these pilots are coming out of. Deploy. And we're here now. This is my, gonna say my hometown. This is my kind of like where I set up my base of operations with my combat ship being here and everything. This is where me and my friends are as well. So this is a very nice area, especially for bounty hunting in red spots, and just, you know, it's also got a couple of trade routes, but not that many. Let's have a look now. Landing pad 23.
Frameshift charge detected.
Okay, I don't care if it's a frameshift charge, it's not mine. There's actually quite a few players around here at the moment, so someone's getting shot at because they were spinning around in the doorway.
Docking successful. Engines
Right, so we're here, and I can get my Vulture, but I will leave it here for now, and I will resume the video. I'm literally just going to stop this, and then going to go and change the HUD display, because I don't think this will be very good for displaying bounty hunting. I just wanted to change the pace from changing to look at something different. So I will be right back, guys. Hello everybody and welcome back. I am back here again. I had changed the HUD color this time because the blue is probably absolutely outrageous. I'll most likely receive complaints about that, so I will put up a little thing at the start for people to skip forward. So hi, if you have skipped forward, welcome to the bounty hunting section of the video. And if people want me to redo the trade one, then I will. So just comment below if you want me to redo the trading one, because then I can at least discuss trading in a more detailed fashion as well. I'll just keep it the normal HUD color if you really want me to. But let's have a look now. So we're going to go to Starport Services, and I'm going to show you guys basically my ship. No, that's not my ship. That's shipyard. So this is my baby. She's equipped with 2 large hardpoints. Both are beam lasers, both C3. These are the most powerful beam lasers that are fixed that you can actually get. Now you're probably asking yourself, but beam lasers, right, are thermic. So how are you doing kinetic damage against the hulls? Well, these babies right here, these motherfuckers, these will pulverize the hull. These will chew through that hull without even needing kinetic damage, without even needing bullets. They are very goddamn powerful. These can take down shields in a matter of seconds if you're aimed correctly. Now the Vulture does come with 2 hardpoints, 2 large hardpoints, and 4 utility mounts. Now here I have a point defense for shooting down missiles, electronic countermeasures that I can use to make players with gimbal weaponry useless. Chaff launchers will be again another missile defense system just in case the point defense fails, and then a kill warrant scanner so I can actually scan the ships for bigger bounties, and I'll explain how that works later. Internal wise, I have the worst bulkheads because this station doesn't sell bulkheads. I have the best power plant, so I can have 15.6 megawatts of energy. I got D5 thrusters, the best frame shift. I don't know why I have the best frame shift drive actually. To be quite honest with you, I don't know why do I have that. I have no idea. Right, well. I don't want to go too over my tonnage, but I don't really want to be in a position where I can't frame shift out. That one's quite good. It does bring down the laden a bit, but I don't really need the best one. Plus that gives me a lot more credits. So frame shift drive, I don't need the best one for that. I could just have a normal one and get out quite as easily. I have an E3 life support, which is of course is the worst one. I don't know. I don't really find that you need it. Like right here, it shows that the laden all goes up, so maybe you might want to get that one. I don't know. Maybe we'll get that one. But right now, I don't. I mean, I get it. I'll probably get it right now, actually. I got A5 power distributions. These are the best ones. These are the 1.2 million ones that the Vulture can have. They're not the best ones, but they're the best ones for the Vultures. I have B4 sensors, so I can scan at a further range. I can't get the sensors that are up because they require a lot more power, and I'm already at my maximum power station that I can get, my power plant I can get. So I've got B4. It can scan up to 6 kilometers. It does require more power than the previous one, has more mass, but it's just in better integrity and a better rating overall. So let's go back. I got fuel tank capacities 8. I can't really upgrade this, in all honesty. I can only downgrade it, but you don't really want to. You want more fuel. I got a D5 shield generator. This isn't the best one you can get. I mean, you can go all the way down here and pay for like a 5.1 million one. But that would increase my power outage to 17.3 megawatts, and I'm only allowed 15.6. So you got to kind of pick and choose. I might be able to find a cheaper one. I mean, shield generators aren't the cheapest of things. Let's have a look now. Refinery, auto, shield generator. I've already got this one. This is the one I picked because it was within my power range. Now, I will explain these very quickly. Power usage, when retracted, it means you have none of this out. None of this is even out. And basically, you will have 10.87 megawatts. But when all of this is deployed, you will go up to 15.47. And your available is how much maximum you're allowed to have in your deployed. Now, you can stretch your deployed a little bit, I believe, if you mess around with the modules and make sure some are off and some aren't, and then that will kind of distribute the power correctly. Your cargo capacity is how much you can carry. Right now I have a cargo rack capacity 2. I don't know why I do. I don't really need it, but it doesn't really help all that much. So I'll just keep it there just for the fact. Got a fuel scoop on here. Don't know why. Again, I just have it here just to be badass. I don't have anything on this other internal thing here. Yeah, so this is the limpets I've been talking about. These actually hack into the cargo and eject it. But I believe it has to be within 1,500 meters. And it will take 42 seconds to hack it. So it does take quite a while. The better you get, of course, the less time it will take. You got auto field maintenance. Allows in-flight repair of internal and can restore broken modules. Requires ammunition though, so you would have to. I mean, I can't buy it because again it goes over my power usage. And then you just got all the other stuff that you will use, like if you're an explorer, you would want an advanced discovery scanner so that you can get more and more information about a planet and the system. Frame shift driving detector if you're, like, say, a pirate and you want to stop someone from being in super cruise, use that. Surface scanners are used to scan the surface of planets. Again, an explorer. Refineries are for mining ships, and that's really about it, really. Yeah, I believe it is anyway. Yeah, and then the fuel screws are the fuel scoops are, of course, to fuel up all that lovely fuel from the sun, as it were. So now that I've shown you that, and of course I got some combat. I'm a combat novice. Actually, I think I've trade, merchant, mostly harmless, combat. There we go. I'm actually now a competent one, so I am now going to change all my decals. That's another thing, is that the ranks in this game, I will explain to you in a minute as soon as I actually jump out of here. Okay, I need to repair the paintwork, I'm sorry. I need that paintwork to be done. There are missions, of course, but I won't go into that. I'll go into that in a different video if you guys want. This is where we'll be collecting our bounties from, so let's go do that right now. Right, exit. Come on. Exit. And launch. So we'll be going to something called a res zone, which is a resource extraction site. Now to find that, we actually need to go into the system map because it's not showing up. It normally does. It sometimes doesn't, sometimes does. So we are over here right now, and then we want to be going to A3.
Engaged.
So that's lovely. We'll be just going to A3. There we go. I can take off.
Landing gear retracted.
I can retract my landing gear and I can just take off. It is actually lagging like a bitch right now, so let me just stop that for a second. There you go. So I don't know why it's lagging. What the hell is? Oh, it's bloody! Ah! This is why I turned down the graphics, just so I wouldn't bloody lag. But oh well. Ah well. I think we actually. Oh, that's my fault. I think we need to be outside to see them. Yeah. So the red zones are basically large mining operations that are going on when you get there. A lot of people are mining, not just players, like there's a lot of NPCs mining, but there's a lot of pirates that come there to try and steal their valuable metals and ores, I should say, actually.
4,
and
3,
these are the zones
2,
where we will be
1,
finding
engage.
these pirates to kill, to get the monies, so we can pay for plenty of prostitutes and lovely other stuff. No, I'm joking. You can't get. I don't think you can get prostitutes. You get sex. You get slaves. I'm about to say sex slaves. You can get slaves on this. That's a bit of an. That's legal in some systems, some isn't. But we won't bother with the technicalities. I might just go to this one down here. That guy's doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. Oh, he's actually wanted. Okay, you better go careful, mate. Anyway, resource extraction site is down here. You just fly. You don't want to fly too close to these. If you fly too close and going too fast, some of your hull will be damaged, and it will be damaged. Yeah, it sometimes varies on ships. In the Vulture, you get 2% damage. You get 2% hull knocked off. So, all the hull helps. The more hull, the more hits you could take, and the longer you can stay in the fight. But right now, I'm just gonna try and make it close as possible. There we go. Safe disengage, and then we just want to keep boosting. Keep boosting. We can actually bring out our beam lasers right now. As you can see with the beam lasers, oh no, that's retracting, sorry. As you can see with the beam lasers when they actually come out, is that these aren't gimbal weapons. These are fixed. They shoot fixed, and you actually have to turn the craft in the specific direction of where the enemy craft is going. There's actually another player right here who's currently in a Python, it looks like. He's a master, but he's clean. So, I kind of wanted a resource extraction site kind of to myself, so I might just go over to the other one. I'm mainly not running because he's a Python, but in res, the person that gets the last hit on the vessel takes the bounty. So you could be working your ass off just trying to get a bounty on an anaconda, and then some guy just comes along and just hits it one time with his gimbaled weapons, and you just lost out on a lot of bounty. And it sucks, it really does. So that's why I kind of like to be alone in the system or with my wingmen. I don't think that guy would have been interested because he is with his friend that we saw a minute ago that was actually he was wanted. And the main reason why he was wanted was just because of the pure fact that he probably attacked a federal vessel by accident. You can hit them by accident because they do fly in your way like quite a lot of the time, and it's rather annoying. But there's not really much you can do about it. I try to keep an eye on where all vessels are so that if they do come flying out of fucking nowhere, I can just suddenly stop. Hopefully I will slow down for this in time. There we go, yeah. I think another player just jumped into here as well. Again, this is probably not the best place to be right now, just because it's relatively on the dark side of the planet, and asteroids are a little bit harder to see. They're not entirely impossible to see, but they're more difficult to see, basically, what I'm trying to get at here. So in bounty hunting, I mainly go 2 in systems and 4 in weapons, just so that my beam lasers can last for as long as possible. We actually have a battle down here with an Imperial Clipper. Actually, he's not doing anything, he's right below us. So with now I'm going to show you the K-Warrant scanner. This guy is a master Imperial Clipper. He is wanted. He's worth 91,000. That's 91,000 credits. And if I approach him, he won't attack me. He will only attack you if you provoke him. So if you attack him, he attacks you. It's the basics, basically. It's if you hit a guy in the face, he's gonna knock your lights out if he knows what's good for him. So we're gonna scan this guy, and if I'm lucky enough for this to actually work, which it doesn't, I just have to explain it then. Basically what happens with the K-Warrant scanner, sometimes if you scan enemies they can be worth more because they have a bounty in another system as well.
Under attack.
So this guy is worth 91,000, but he could have been worth another 10,000 in an Empire system and another 10,000 in an Alliance system, and then he would have been worth about 110,000 credits. And you would have gotten, you know, but then again, you would have to go to that system to collect the bounty. Whereas with the normal bounties, you only have to go to this system to collect them. But I like to scan them just in case, because it's just more money.
Scan detected.
It might take a little bit more time to go and collect them, but it's more money. There we go. He's dead. So when you kill him, you get 91,000 or however much the NPC was worth. There's another Imperial clipper right below us, so we are going to go say hi to him. He is a novice, so the better they are at combat, the more they seem to be worth. So this guy might not be worth all that much. Actually, I better check right now. He's worth 26,000. So if I scan him, please work, please work. This would be really nice if it worked for once and did what I said. Oh, for fuck's sake! Well, I'm gonna have to show you that another time. Hopefully, when I can. So we can just attack this guy. He has free wing. He's in a wing of 3. So that means his buddy that was just next to him will most likely attack me. Sometimes they don't. I don't know what it's dependent on, but I find it's normally dependent on how tough the enemy is that you're attacking. That's the leader of the wing, so the biggest ship. And I find that normally the Anaconda pilots and the Anaconda wingmen normally do attack me. One of his wingmen are actually red to me. That's another thing that I need to go over with you guys. The fact is, when they're red, they're enemies. They are going to shoot you. You are going to want to shoot them. And that's about it. That's as simple as it's going to get. Because if you play any sort of game, the red guys are normally the ones that you want to kill. So we are going to chase after this guy. This guy, as you can see on the bottom left, I am melting away his hull. Even if these are just beam weapons. It may not do it very quickly. It might be due to my setup. It might just, I don't know. But this guy is mostly harmless, so he won't really try and attack us. He'll most likely just run away. But we're going to kill him before he actually manages to escape.
Frameshift charge detected.
No, he's dead.
Target
Right, then we're going to fly back down, because I saw a federal dropship down here somewhere. Which is probably this thing over here being attacked by about 25,000 things. There we go.
Shields offline.
Yeah, that's him. He's 54% health. He's competent, and he's only worth 50,000. So let's see if we can't get this guy to prove my point on the K-Warrant scanner. So he's 50,000 at the moment. If I scan him, if this works. The better the scanner you get, the faster, the longer you can actually do it. Like they all take 10 seconds, but some do it for further distances. Again, it's not doing as I want it to, so I might not be able to show you that in this video. Maybe in another video. Now the federal dropship is one of those ships that you need a rank for to get. But this is a player, so you know it just gets it automatically, of course. But mainly, these ships are always wanted. They're always normally wanted. The Imperial Clippers and the Federation dropships are pretty much always wanted. And that's a good thing to note. But then again, you still need to scan them. If I was to attack this guy immediately without scanning him, without first letting it complete and saying this person is wanted, then you know, it would find me because I've just attacked a person that isn't like clarified as wanted. This beast over here is named an Anaconda. This is the biggest, meanest, most heavily fucking thing in the game. He is worth 176,000 credits. This is a lot of fucking credits, I'll tell you that now. That is a lot of credits for an Anaconda, but it's because he's a master. If I scan him, he's gone up to 231,000. So that means in a system somewhere else, he's actually wanted. So that has increased by
Target shields
about
offline.
50,000, which is a lot of freaking credits. So now I'm going to go
Under
ahead
attack.
and show you guys subsystems. I will show you in depth, but I'm going to tell you this now. If you target a drive of an Anaconda, they are so much more easier to take out. They are a lot more easier. You'll find it probably about 40% easier to take these guys out without their drives being active if you don't have any help. But normally when you're attacking these guys, you really do want to have at least like 3 federal vessels around you to helping you kill him. Because let's just face it, it's nicer when the federals actually help. Now with the Anaconda, as you can see, he's got very thick fucking armor. He has about 15 federal vessels attacking him right now. 15. And he's still managing to pull through, but I've taken out his drive, and that will mean he won't be able to FSD away because he doesn't have enough throttle. And he won't be able to maneuver because he has no maneuvering thrusters, because I took out his drive.
Target destroyed.
So that's 231,000 credits easily made. But as you can see, it doesn't all go to the Federation. Some of that went into my Alliance bounties, and some of that went into my Empire bounties.
Under
But
attack.
I do have quite a bit of Federation bounty at the moment. I will show you, actually I'll show you on this service Anaconda here. I won't attack him. But these are the subsystems. Now, when we're attacking Anacondas, when we're attacking Pythons, and what else? Federal dropships, sometimes Clippers, it's good to go for the drives. Because that means they won't have any power to move. You can just sit behind them out of their firing arcs and keep on shooting and shooting and shooting. That's a very effective way. Now, other effective ways are, of course, the power plant. If you shoot the power plant, it doesn't matter if he's on 98 hull integrity. If you shoot his power plant and that thing goes to 0 health, he will explode. It doesn't matter what health he's at. Now, all these other ones you can, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I would recommend you, if you're pirating, to target the cargo hatch. That way, the person that you're fighting cargo will just all spew out all over the system and you can collect it. Plasma accelerator you don't really need to target. The NPCs don't seem to fire it a whole lot, mainly the elites do. The multi-cannons you don't need to target. The beam lasers don't need to target. Mine layer you don't need to target. Cargo scanner is just a fucking waste of time to target. The ECM doesn't really matter, but you can attack it if you're annoyed that he's taken out your gimbaled weapons. The heat sink, don't need to. Point defense, no. FSD, you can take out the FSD. But as I said, if you take out his drive, you'll take out both of them. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to cough a bit. So if you take out the drives, he won't have the thrust to go into frame shift mode. Or super cruise. And if you attack his life support, his oxygen will slowly drain and he will slowly die if you want to be a complete cunt about it. And then you can attack the shield generator. Shield generator, just make sure his shields don't come back up. Power distributor will just make it sure that he fires his weapons less frequently. And that's about it, really. So the two main ones are either the power plant or the drives for the Anacondas. We do have a federal dropship here.
Offline.
I will do 2 more targets, including this dropship. So after this one, I'll do 1 more. And that'll be it for the bounty hunting missions. Now, if you have any questions, then do post them in the comments section below.
Target shields
And
offline.
I will answer them to my best of my abilities. The couple of things I can tell you right now is the kind of bounty hunting ships you want are the Viper or the Vulture. These 2 ships are they are literally the best fighters you can get at an early money kind of like money status. So I bought this Vulture for about 4.9 million, and I upgraded it up to the point where it's worth 11 million. And basically what this means is if I sold it, I would get 11 million back.
Under attack.
But the best way and the best ships are those 2, I have to say. The Cobra isn't too bad. The Cobra I find is more of a long range ship. If you want to go to a very specific place.
Target shields
The Viper doesn't
online.
really have that much of a
Target
jet
shields
range, so I don't
offline.
consider it a long range ship. I consider it
Scan
a small
detected.
fighter. This Vulture right here is a fighter, and then the further Lance, the new ship, is a heavy fighter. As you can see there, my point defense laser's going to work on that missile,
Under attack.
so that's always nice. And then we're just going to try and kill this dude. I won't bother scanning him. I can't really be bothered to take it out because he's almost dead anyway. So I might as well just keep on killing him. But if you want to start bounty hunting, I'd recommend the Viper or the Vulture. The Vulture is for a later stage. The Viper is
Target
for
destroyed.
a long period, like a very long time of doing this bounty hunting. Because literally after you get the Viper, after you get this Vulture, your next save up will be about 51 million. And that's a lot of money. And some people don't like to wait long for their ships, but pardon me, I was just yawning, as it were. But yeah, mainly it's those two vessels that you want. This one and the Viper, both very good vessels. I recommend both of them. Both the Viper is a little bit cheaper to deck out, but it's once you deck them out, they are very good ships. They're very competent.
Target shields offline.
For example, in this one that I'm in right now, the Vulture, I can take out an Anaconda by myself if I use my
Target
tactic that I
shields
use.
Online.
If I use that tactic, then I can normally take out. I've taken out elite Anacondas before on the assassination
Target
missions
shields
by
offline.
myself, and that's using that tactic that I just used there. It's a very effective tactic.
Scan detected.
Go away, sir. I do not want you to scam me. And when you're here, people will scan you all the time, but you don't really have much to worry about since you're not carrying any good cargo. So it's just letting them scan you really and just saying, you know what, I don't give a fuck. Some of them do attack you even though you have no cargo, which I found very strange, but that's fair enough. As you can see, he said no cargo, useless dreg. And he just won't attack you. He'll just leave you alone. I did scan this guy. He was worth 107,000. He's still worth that much. He doesn't have any extra bounty anywhere. Now to claim these bounties, you do need to go to the system and the station owned by that faction. So there's Alliance, Federation, and Empire. And to collect them, you do need to go to systems owned by them to cash them in. Otherwise, when you die, you actually lose all of the bounty. You lose every single little of the bounty that you have worked so hard to gain. So if I was to die right now, I would lose 499,000 credits, which is quite a bit of credits for how long I've been doing this for. Now, is this profitable? Well, you don't spend anything, especially if you're like me and only have laser cannons. You don't spend anything. But is it a good source of income? Yes, but it's a very risky kind of one because you are fighting NPCs that can actually, they shoot back at you. And if you make a wrong move, like shooting a federal vessel by mistake, you could be destroyed.
Under attack.
And then of course there's also the option of, you getting outnumbered and killed by a bigger ship because maybe you didn't do something that you were supposed to destroy that ship. It could be anything really. Like right now I should be targeting this Python's drive or power plant, but since I got so many people here, I'm not going to bother. Right, that's the last one I'm actually going to do. I'm just going to, unless there's an Anaconda about, that will be lovely, but there is not. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump out of here. So we're going to go back to my city, where I'm going to cash in this, and then I'll show you what that looks like when you actually cash it in. There's nothing special about it. It's just the fact that it's something that you have to do to get the bounty, and if you don't get the bounty. Simple as that. But would I suggest is over trading? What I would suggest is I would suggest that you trade. But I would
Helps
also
comply.
suggest that you sometimes go back to bounty
Drive
hunting.
charging.
Because sometimes trading just gets really boring.
3,
It's just going
1,
backwards and
engage.
forwards between two stations and making profit. That isn't fun at all when you're playing this game, you know? They don't have radio in this. You can't listen to the radio while you trade, which would be awesome, by the way. But you don't have anything like that to keep you sane. So while every once in a while you might want to come back to bounty hunting just to, you know, do it for a couple of hours and you can make a decent amount. I mean, when I normally do this, as you can see, in that short time, I earned 561,000 credits. And that was not even in a busy sector. And you can earn like 1 million or 2 in short of an hour or 2. Or hours. So the bounty hunting is a lot more erratic because you don't know, there's no ensure way of getting high targets. You can't do something that would make them spawn. But with trading, it's a lot more stable because, you know, you'll be doing that trade route and you'll know the profits, and they'll only go down a little tiny bit at a time. So at least with trading, you know the amount of money you can make per hour. With bounty hunting, you just don't know. 1 second you could get like a 200,000 credit anaconda come out of bloody nowhere. And then the next time you go bounty hunting, you could just literally get a bunch of pythons. Not a bunch of pythons, sorry, a bunch of vipers, sidewinders, cobras, something, you know, things that are only worth like 10,000 each. And I just wouldn't say that it's very reliable source of income. But then again, trading is, because you know how much money you're making from it, you know how much profit you're making from it, and you know how to do it. So I would suggest bounty hunting on and off just to keep your mood up and just to, you know, keep the game exciting and not entirely boring. Because this game has a funny way of making you just want to quit all of a sudden. Because there's just not much to do when you're doing a specific job. Some people aim to complete these ranks and become elites. Now I've done only the combat rank and the trade rank because they're the only two I've really been doing. I haven't done any exploring recently, so there's no point of me starting it. Exploring is also a very good way, kind of a good way at least, of earning money if you do it a lot. And I mean a lot. That's the one that requires a massive FSD drive and a very, very good fuel scoop. So, you know, it's just taking that into consideration. But that is mainly what I would suggest. If you don't mind just doing one thing and trading for a week or two, within a week, if you're on a trade route that earns you 1 mil an hour, and say if you do it for about, I don't know, 5 hours a day, like it's almost like a second job. But if you do it for 5 hours a day, then you could be making quite a bit of money, you know. And then that would be one easy way to get an anaconda and to get like bigger type 9s that will carry 500 odd tons of cargo. Right, I do have to reload some. I know it's energy based, but the chaff launchers and the point defense actually use ammunition, so I had to pay for those. So let's finish up. I need to repair the paintwork again. Right, so go into contacts, you go into local security office, and there it is. There's your bounty. So as I told you, you can't claim these bounties anywhere, the Alliance or Empire, because I'm not in their station or their sector. But this is Federation, so I can claim the Federation bounty, which I will do. So now I have 6 million in credits. I mean, I've been doing a lot of trading as well. Trust me, I've been doing a shit ton of trading. I made like 2 million today by doing 2 hours of work for it. So it's not too bad. In the shipyard, you'll find different ships, of course. Some of them. Here's the Python. That's like the big. That's one of the multi-purpose vessels. Whereas the Third Lance that I'm gonna get Lex is a heavy fighter and not kind of like that. So you know you got your different types of ships here. I'll just show you all of them, kind of like just like that, just so you can see them. You know, there's quite a few in the game, and I think there's about 15 in the game. I'm not entirely sure. There's more than 10, I assure you. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, there's not much else I can show you. There's still quite a few things to do. When you first start, there is still quite a few things to do. So, you know, you can still do quite a lot of things. You can do bulletin boards, for Christ's sake. You can just go on here, do the missions, and it will gain you popularity with that faction and the station you're in anyway. But my overall conclusion are the two jobs in this game that are the main jobs. I would most likely switch between them, because I know to myself I would just get bored and I would end up quitting, and I want this game to be fun. So I do trade for about a few hours and then I go off to do some bounty hunting. That is the one thing I can tell you guys that you should do, just to keep the excitement up, just to, you know, you trading 1 second and the next second you're in a vulture fighting 5 enemies at once, an anaconda and shit like that. That's a good feeling. So I would recommend that. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, make sure that you put them in the comment section below, and I will respond to every single comment if I can, because sometimes YouTube doesn't want me to comment on other people's comments, like reply to them. I think it's mainly because people have their reply turned off in their YouTube account settings, which you may not realize, so you might want to go and check it if you're posting on this video. I have been talking rather fast, and my throat is severely dry right now because I've been talking so much. But yeah, that's about all I can tell you for now. If you guys want more detailed videos, please do tell me, and I will. Well, I'll do them. Can't really explain it any better than that. I will do them. And if you guys want any tips, just ask. I mean, in the comment section below, say, Tony, I want to do some trading. Now, how do I find out how the fuck to trade? I'll do a very detailed trade video of showing you how to discover these trade routes. But thank you very much for joining me, guys. Very sorry that there hasn't been any more videos. I haven't really been, I'm gonna say, in the mood to do YouTube videos for a while. I'm back now, and I've been playing this a lot, so expect more videos on this dependent on what the people want. So thank you for joining me. I'm Tony. Well, I'm Commander Tony. It's the guy, and I'll see you next time.